Alright, so let's do a quick introduction on biometric authentication. What is it? First of all, let's start with the more formal definition. Biometric authentication refers to the automatic identification of someone based on their physiological or behavioral characteristics. When most people hear biometrics, they typically think of the physiological, but it goes far beyond that. Among some of the physiological metrics are fingerprint scanning, retina, facial scanning, hand scanning. Some of the behavioral biometric deals with voice, speech patterns, and signatures and handwriting. And what they have in common is that these metrics have been implemented in both the commercial and federal sectors. Places like Google use layers upon layers of biometric security, but even smaller places like the engineering firm I interned at a year ago used fingerprint scanners to access elevators. Many of us are familiar with smartphone biometrics, mainly fingerprints, since they're on almost everyone, on every smartphone that is. But also facial retina scanners, which, although really haven't made their way onto the majority of smartphones, exist on some of the main flagship phones from Samsung and Apple, and manufacturers are more than likely to follow in the coming years. What I find crazy is the potential application it might serve in the future with schools and restaurants even. The fact that students might have profiles monitoring their food consumption or other variable and have that information linked to him or her is just pretty scary. Um, but of course, biometrics aren't perfect. There are a number of obstacles that prevent them from being used by everyone. First of all, quality biometric systems are very expensive, and there's really no solution or way around this, at least not yet. There's also ethical and legal implications. There needs to be a legal framework that allows for the policies and procedures to be implemented appropriately without violating anyone's privacy. And also, there's the fact that with biometrics, although they're unique in nature, aren't all that hard to hack. Fingerprints can be collected. Face scans only scan, partial images, patterns, only partial patterns, and can be forged with detailed recreations. So yeah, biometrics are by no means perfect, but something that has to be considered and evaluated in the field of security in the years to come.